Hello everyone, and let's continue with day 1 part 2. I just solved day 1 part 1. In here we can see that now the requirements are getting more complicated. The previous solution is here. As we can see, I was simply testing the previous solution correctness of the last suggestions from the Open Assistant, but here we have the correct solution. Everything is working as expected. Now we will simply copy part 1 and we'll put it in let me go outside of here and let me paste it here. Actually paste and we want to have part 2 and of the specific prompts for part 2. So far I would be, let's start with one very simple approach and simply saying like that. Let me delete all this stuff, and now we will say thank you. We'll say that we end up with this program, and we'll ask for the next one. Okay, the first prompt, sorry about that, I was thinking how to do it. I'm thinking to have one prompt in which I'm saying thank you, I modified a bit the solution and now it works. The final code is the following, and here I will put my Go program that I'm not super satisfied with. Let me delete these comments that are a bit redundant. Why I'm deleting the comments is not only why I don't like the comments, but because they're taking a token space, and as you can see we are limited to 1024 tokens, and if we add all of these, calculate blah blah blah, all of these ones will be taking hundreds of tokens at the end, because as you can see it's a huge amount of useless comments. Like, we don't need to have that part, neither this stuff here is there, at least we don't care about that. Okay, let me double check the solution is still working. All this stuff is correct. Let's reduce some empty lines but still have it somewhat formatted correctly. String lines. Okay, so far so good. Let's grab that and have it as our final program, and we need to instruct it to write us another program based on that one. I was thinking that here for this one I can use the instead of the K model to use this one that is based on Nucleus or probably custom, but the maximal token size is as how probably this threshold for how many. I'm not sure that I want to lower the P threshold is as I was checking with Bing, it's simply saying what's the threshold of a following token to be picked, and after that the model is picking from them. When we're using top K, that means that okay, we need to choose one of 50 tokens that are most likely the following one. With top P, it's to pick from all of the tokens that have at least 95% probability to be chosen. And I was looking at how this configuration changes, and this top P looks interesting. It's simply shooting the top K, and it's using only tokens that are with probability 90 or more percent, and the randomness, it's a little bit reduced. However, I would imagine for such a task like ours, the temperature should be probably much lower, because we can see in the previous attempt the variation was quite high. But let's see if it will be possible to do something using this approach, saying okay, thank you, your solution was fine, I a little bit adjusted, and saying that write a new Golang program that is based on the previous solution above, and solve the when we're saying task below, we mean the second part. Let's copy that. Shows part 2 of the task. And that is. Let's see, firstly, let's start getting probably 400 tokens or more. Let me open AI tokenizer and see. Yeah, we can see that we have 200 tokens as output. At the moment we probably will hit to the moment that we will not be able to after the starting value of the module, how many the minimum fuel, how many each minimum module, how much fuel the fast, how many different things. Okay, here we can see it's already, yeah, I think this model actually it's significantly worse. although the output size it's quite big, but it's getting out of touch, unfortunately, because that's API in progress. It's not final release. We cannot. Yeah, that's horrible. Let me try to switch. Oh, I was with the K model. Did I? No, it doesn't look like. I think probably the UI it's not. It's actually, yeah. Let's change the model and let's ask again. There was probably a deploy on the server for aborted by the worker. Might be too much demand because the answer being streamed, we don't have it always formatted well. Let me see. Print assume. And what does it change? The parsing and so on. Here, let me vote for that down and let's see what's the actual problem. During the second go no go pull, the elf in charge of the rocket equation double checker stops the launch sequence. Okay, let's see why it's stopping the. Apparently I forgot to include additional fuel for the fuel you just added. Fuel itself requires fuel just like a module. Take its mass, dividing it by 3 round down and subtract. However, that fuel also requires fuel, that fuel requires fuel, and so on. Any mass that would require negative fuel should instead be treated as if it requires zero fuel. The remaining mass, if any, is instead handled by wishing really hard, which has no mass and is outside the scope of this calculation. So for each model must calculate its fuel, add it to the fuel, then treat the fuel amount you just calculate as the input mass and repeat the process, continuing until fuel requirement is 0 or negative. For example, we have that calculation for the model, etc. What is the sum of the fuel requirement for all of the models? Which we need to simply adjust a little bit here. For 14.2 divide by 3 and round it is 0, which calls for negative fuel, so the total fuel requirement is 2 and so on. Okay, we need to modify the calculation and add the fuel up to the moment that we don't need to add any more integers. Okay, interesting. Let me think a little bit what could I do. I will copy this output, although broken. I mean, it's good to have simply idea what the algorithm is outputting at the end of the day. It's still Let me rub that in assistant and let me rub that in Go code. However, I think to start a completely new chat session, and let's see sorry about that. I want to close day one and make sure that I'm putting this stuff in the correct one. And simply have this one and have a new start. I have prompt one of an assistant. I have the following code that was solving part one of a task. Okay, let's try it with the whole thing. I think might be too much, but let's see. Okay, here we can see beautiful. It's going to a recursive sum function again. That looks very promising in list of masses and so on. Here's a little bit of this useless comments, but not so much so. SH is going through the lines, etc. Okay, very beautiful. Let's go in part 2, let's press that and see how is this doing. Package main, here is returning function main. What's probably incorrect? I think that probably should be int where we're returning somewhere, because here somewhere probably okay, and I need to return that. I would imagine there's something like that. Total mass. Is this because of Let's see on which line it actually fails. I think that should be kind of okay. Main. That's because it's missing closing brackets. Sure. Let me see if I simply add a main function. Is it because it's missing here closing brackets? Okay. That makes probably more sense. And let me look at this 64. In which part? Okay. It's it is this summas, which it doesn't exist, and so on. Okay, but I would imagine that that will be int, isn't it? Next few, next mass probably. Why is okay, this looks promising, but it is not. Let me copy this one. Let's have it and simply ask to try again. And let's do it with Go. Okay. Prompt. Try again. The given solution is not working. Let's try again and cut on character size. Get out of 4. In here it's adding this new function. Okay, interesting. Mod count. We're using the same function structure as before, but modified slightly, handle the fuel efficiency and multiplier model poem. That take the optional starting index and perform a require operation based on where we are currently in our cycle. Yeah, that looks unfortunately too complicated, and I don't think it's very far away of working. Sorry about that. It was simply a worm. Let me copy this one and probably try with another strategy. I will assume the formatting, yeah, seems to be tough task, which does not surprise me, but yeah. Well, yeah, in this case I think unfortunately the best thing to do is to go here and try the new start again. And probably because it's out of context, I will need to add this part. New start. Previous solution is directly a Go program. Okay, let's see if we do it like that. If that will help with something. Because now we want to, we need to have the entire context in one single input if we wanted to have it working. Okay, here I can see some program. Let's give a try. It's having, okay, let's see on line 7. Okay, that's bad. This one here. Sum total, what it's doing, it's reading a line, that's fine. Get the mass. Result, that's again fine. So probably we want to do it like that. Get mass. What's a mass? One of them is float. Is there an integer? Get mass is returning float. This one is float. Okay, let's do it with float 64 and simply do one cast. Okay, in this case we're getting this answer, which probably is not right, which doesn't surprise me because here it's treating all the lines together and so on, but that's very close to it. We simply have our masses and we want for which one to we have this mass without adjustment. Let's call it mass get mass, and here we would want to have, instead of that, because if we have this mass and do it like that, with the input, oh, it's our not adjusted mass, it's still, oh, we're here get the mass, we're doing something much not really needed. Okay, and this get mass, we're going to each index and we're calculating this reduce mass, and we have this mass, it's from the whole thingy. Okay, let's, despite the fact it's using this global values, here we can simply have mass, let's do it like that, bye bye. Having this mass and having then calculating the mass, and here we want to have like a recursive function that calculate the mass for this specific element. But can we extract the part let me simply ask here if can adjust only that part. We have our mass. Let's add additional from, because I think that might be able to do that. Prompt to system. New function functions that task. Let's call the going function, let it be calc mass, and we have mass float 64 and return 4. We want to okay, I'm pretty skeptical how much can it do, but let's give a try. Let me see, did I save this part? Don't remember, but this program is quite promising. I mean, it's giving me some response which what's this? Let me do the Go stuff. Okay, it's doing that with calculating mass. I mean, that will not work because the stopping condition for this algorithm, it's the mass, it's never been adjusted. That will run forever, isn't it? Let me pick that. Have it again here. Assistant. And let me reformat that. My following prompt will be to describe the problem that I'm seeing with that. This function does not work because the breaking condition no, actually the breaking condition, it looks very strange. Well, I will divide by 3 the mass and we'll iterate so far. Actually I was wrong because it's here the I is increasing. Let me actually give a try on this one. I'm pretty skeptical, but there is nothing really that stops me to have mass and here, so to say, probably having it like a float. Of course, it's clear that this might be written completely differently. Where is that's int. Should that be int? And let's go with this way of doing it. Is it called masses? Yeah. Okay, and what's the reason for this get mass? Is it always simply 0? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fine. 1 second, I've never read how the masses actually works. Might be the whole parsing. Okay, the parsing is correct, which is very impressive. This reading of the file and so on, it's already correct. Let me do simply the whole thing again. This input, this is the assistant. Let's go to the new start and try a little bit to adjust this no, sorry about that, I was working in the wrong file. Now I will let me change that and do this one once again. A new start. Again, I know it's these videos are getting too long, but I want to prepare this input for someone that might want to use it in the future, and for that yeah, it's taking sometimes, and usually I use mouse, but now I don't have such. Let me go here where new start, and we want to delete the answer. Do we want to instruct something specific? Yeah, the only place that you need to adjust is this total function. Not the only place that you need to change is okay. Let's keep rolling. Okay, it's telling me Bayesian floating division can be much easier than int because they have decimals values. However, you want to accurately okay, it's talking some stuff. We have 4. We have the total mass you require. Process generic with chat, what is that? Is that a channel and so on? Okay, that's not what I want. Let me see, can I copy that completely? No. Yeah, we'll simply start a new chat. I think that's the way to go. Because there is no refresh button yet. Okay, now it's getting out of scope. Yeah, there's such amount of with equal name and so on. That's that's so complicated solution. That's in some sense outstanding. Let me do my favorite stuff and let's give another try of this model. Okay, as model 1. Okay, it's sad that can't stop this part. Calculate few requirements. Okay, here I can see that we actually have this function that, if I'm not mistaken, we can put here instead of our where is this reminder? Oh man, is that with a global scope function? Yeah, it's like although there are some reasonable bits because of the because of how outrageous actually Where is this total use? Reminder. You have the reminder here. What's wrong with that? The reminder it's not anymore int. Okay. Or 0. When it's smaller or equal to 0, we need to stop. And where is this total really used? I can't see it really. What was the idea of this total thing? Okay, that seems much more reasonable. However, before to even submit this one, I would imagine if here I comment this out, it should return me the previous solution. Yeah, it doesn't do that. Why it doesn't do that? Because here should be math cell no. Again, always need this bad bias. It's always returning 0 because here is no I have that with the 4. Okay. I mean, if there is no reminder, got here. Okay, that's getting 4, 6, 5. 0 is getting almost there. However, 4, 6, 5 is actually Mm-hmm. I had hope that this one will be helpful, but it doesn't seem so. Okay, let's go and try once again. Hopefully in one moment we might succeed. At least the Llama base model with 30 billion parameters doesn't seem like capable on its own to do complicated coding, or at least not. Why? If the mass is bigger of 0, that looks like wrong, but let's. It's looking going in the right direction, this one. Yeah, let's before to conclude that Honda has no chance. Let me. Is that like for loop? What is this? While loop, etc. We're continuing with our favorite things for 64. Okay, nice. Let's mod 4 instead. Okay, it's an infinite loop, which doesn't surprise me here. Or equal to 0. And that's the that looks too high. Well, it's too high. The whole logic here. We're coming here. Okay, let me do some pause. Let me continue after some time stop. And let's see what we can do with our initial probe. And yeah, let's try it once again from scratch. I think that so far didn't work horribly bad, but it didn't do very well. Coding competition challenge website. Is there such a website? I didn't know that Google has no coding competition. I think probably someone copied something from there. Let's see. Toto. Here it's again the formatting is a little bit off. Weight, parse weight fuel. Let me see. Given mass, accumulate fuel. And I don't know if it fails or that's eventually a solution. Let's give a try. Here we're as well. Total sum, iterator. Yeah, it's missing too many variables. Let me a little bit let me add a little bit of don't add any comments to the code, and please give me only new version of this got total. It's horrifically bad. Then it's a bit hard to deal with that because how bad is done with this global variables are really it's a kind of disgusting code. But let's see comments to the code, and please and only change the okay, let's see if this kind of more narrowing stuff can help us. We'll need to do this again. Yes, Horrible. Let me try another try. Okay, it seems with at least with this model slips out of control. Let me try with some other with the nucleus. I think the WAMA 30 billion it's simply very weak model and couldn't solve this stuff. Yeah, one thing is that at the moment the vote probably it's quite high. They people from Open Assistant have very little compute resources for the moment. That's still only demo version that they haven't released officially. For that it's only with one comment. However, I suspect that only with one model, sorry about that, we'll suspect soon to actually, I know that in a week they will release officially the dataset with couple of models, and I hope to have some model that is bigger than this one. This one simply goes in the wood pretty fast. And the other thing is there is no option for stop signal. At the moment we're simply firstly exhausting the... That's completely wrong. We need to have some feedback. Let me try with a little bit different strategy, because this one it's a little bit bad, but let's grab the original solution, which is, so to say, okay-ish, but let's try to have this solution improved, because there is a lot of stuff that we have this read wine, etc, print, and we are having processing wine code. But this processing wine code, we don't need to have this append stuff up here. Instead of having this append stuff here, we can have our append thingy not to have this processing wine whatsoever, and we'll need the processing wine, but we'll need to return int, and that's if there is error we're getting 0, otherwise return our number. And we don't need that really. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Let me delete some of this stuff. This stuff here, we absolutely by no means we need this stuff there. You know, this stuff up here that we are initializing the stuff. We have our wine, and we're using this number and processing a wine to a string, and here we're adding our number. Okay, we don't need all of that stuff that we had previously, and here we can have masses, and our masses, they were int, no, they were int slice. Okay, let's have them like that. Get total mass, and here we can have total mass and simply return and have it like an integer. Sorry about that. And need total and all this stuff here. Okay, and we don't need any of this, we don't need this one, and let's have it like that. Get total, we have here the masses, and if we run it, we have exactly this version that we wanted, and the solution is so far a bit better. However, now we need to have, in this case, let me add function called count fuel mass, and that gets simply an integer and is doing that with a copilot, and here we have this mass simply as that. And do we need this one simply to be int? And if we do that, and if I run it like that, okay, we're getting completely different answer, because we're firstly calculating the fuel, we're calculating the mass, we have the fuel, and after that to this mass we are adding the fuel as a mass, and so on. I mean, that's the logical solution. But let's see, let's again test OpenAssistant if would be able. For here, you know, has this info. Let's reduce a little bit the program or expand it, and it's a matter of how you see this problem, to simply say, you know, we have this program, however, here instead of having our solution, I want to prompt it with this solution and saying, okay, see what we have this program that it's calculating for us the right solution and so on. And here let's instead say that it needs to let me fix this, calculate fuel mass. So, and once we have it like that, let me go in here and didn't like hop. Let's see if that would help Open Assistant to solve the problem. Okay, let me start a new session. Let's try it again. Go, choosing the line, it's fine. Return, calculate mass, okay, count. Yeah, it doesn't seem at all capable to do that. And a lot of problems with okay, let me first see that this solution actually is the correct one. I've never checked it. Okay, it's the correct one. Yeah, able to solve the one myself, but yeah, as you can see, Open Assistant failed on the second part, and that's with WAMA 30 billion parameters. As you can see, I will keep the prompt here, assistant. I mean, it's hard to say where is a Go program, where is something else here. But yeah, I would assume that the Go program, and here let me try to add the style, and yeah, hopefully I will see you in day 2, and let's see if we're more successful and Open Assistant can solve the second part of day 2. It was more or less able to do part 1, but let's see. Thank you for your time, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.